Guys, we are watching the PFL championships tonight. So exciting, so fun. Right now we have Kayla Harrison versus Aspen Ladd. And honestly, Aspen is doing a lot better than I thought she would, but I think Kayla's still winning. What's up, Colton? How have I liked the fight so far? I was really stoked about Jose Pinedo winning the championship. That was really exciting. This Kayla Harrison versus Aspen Ladd fight has been really interesting. Aspen's been doing a lot better than I thought, but I do think Kayla is winning. I'm trying to think of what all their fights I watched. Muhammad Ali's grandson. That was a really, really good fight. Those were two tough fighters, and Muhammad Ali's grandson knocked the other guy out. So that was exciting. And that was an amateur bout. And that was his 6th knockout in a row. If you're asking me, I think he should go pro. What will happen if a bucket of water is thrown on you? I think I would get really wet. So please don't let that happen. Bob might do that, but who knows? Kayla Harrison is looking shredded. She is a big girl, and she is a lean big girl. Larissa Pacheco versus Marina is a fight I definitely don't want to miss tonight. Who do you have? Who do you think do you think it will go all the way? I do not think that fight is going to go all the way. I really want Marina to submit Larissa. We'll see if it happens. Marina, I trained with her a little bit down in Vegas at Syndicate MMA. And so I'm really hoping she wins, but we'll see. Oh, Larissa is so tough. She was the champ last year. She beat Kayla Harrison. She's knocking people out. So I think that is going to be an insane fight. Hi, Fish Bob. What's up? What's up, Andrew? Are you guys watching the PFL Championship tonight, or are you just tuning into this? I got my PFL hoodie on, ready to go. Just got here. Hello. What's up, Emily? Emily, are you watching the fights? Where can you watch? You can watch on ESPN Plus. It is a pay-per-view, so it's $50. Ooh, Aspen Ladd is taking Kayla Harrison's back right now. This is the 3rd round with 2.5 minutes left. Ooh! Let's see. She's kind of going for the armbar. Oh, dang it. She let go of it. And now Kayla is landing some mean ground and pound. Woo! That was a really good exchange. Live odds. Negative 6,500. So she is the favorite, Kayla Harrison, and then Ladd is plus 1,800. So. What's up, Skittles? Welcome back. I should order, but it's kind of late now. You're right. It's a little late, but it's just they're finishing up this showcase bout, so it's not a part of the championship. So the championship fights haven't started yet. I think there was one championship fight on the prelims that happened, but the rest of the fights are going to be championship fights too. What's up, Dom? Aspen is tough, but Kayla Harrison is putting it on her. You ordered the PFL pay-per-view? Yes, I ordered the PFL pay-per-view, and if you want to watch the PFL pay-per-view, unfortunately I can't turn the camera around, you can go to ESPN and buy it. It's $50, so. How can you watch it for free? I don't know. I have no idea. All right. Colton asked, what do you think of the recent purchase of Bellator by PFL? So I think it's actually pretty exciting. It makes the roster a lot bigger, so I have a lot more opponents to fight, that kind of stuff. It makes the competition a lot harder, and I feel like it makes the PFL a little more legitimized. So I think it's nothing but good that PFL purchased Bellator, and I'm excited to watch next year, all the fights next year, because they're going to put the PFL champions against the Bellator champions. Oh. Nice straight left hand right on the button. Yes, I'm a fighter, and I fight for the PFL. Boom. That's true. You can go watch it for free at a bar. Stay on the feet, hang her head a little bit. Kayla mixing in the knees there. You and Stamp Fairtex are my favorite fighters. Thank you. I appreciate it. Exploring Utah. What part of Utah are you in? Here's the proprietary PFL AI score, round by round scores, 1 to 100. Send that to me. Send that to me. Never met a fighter before. Awesome. Well, hi. Nice to meet you. Okay, so Colin asked, who would you like to see go up against each other, or who would you like to go up against? Ooh, so I don't really know that many Bellator fighters, honestly. I just know Deanna Bennett, who was my teammate back in the day. Other than that, I didn't really follow Bellator before. I was more following PFL and UFC, so I don't really have anybody that I'm like keeping my eyes on or anything. But I am excited that they are making the division a little bit deeper. Sportsmanship there, we come to expect from Kayla. The loss, the monkey shaking off her back for now. Absolutely. Kayla Harrison with Dan Hart. Thoughts on judo for MMA? I think judo is an awesome thing to learn for MMA. It helps with takedowns. It makes it so you can take the fight where you want it. If you are comfortable standing, you don't have to use it. But if you want to go to the ground, you can toss them, take them down. So I think judo is awesome.
Now listen, first of all, thank you all for being here. It's been a year. I want to say God is good. And he's not just good because I won tonight. He's good because we're all here. We're breathing air. We're on this earth. Thank God we are alive.
Any surprises in this last election? Able to create scrabbles and kind of causing some problems that we've not really seen you deal with before. Any surprises?
Yeah, she was gummy in there. You know, she was definitely durable, and I think ring rust is a real thing. I was like nervous as hell, so. But I'm just so grateful to be here. You know, I started fighting because I wanted to provide a better life for me, for my family, and to be the best in the world. And thank God, I'm able to provide for my
Your boyfriend back there looks a little quiet. He's not a man of many words, you know. He just comes and goes as he pleases, and he's just always supportive, quiet, dependable. Ooh, I don't know who she just called out. I missed that. Colton, who did Kayla just find or call out?
Yeah, I mean, I think that my legacy is there. It's not just about who I fight, it's what I fight for, you know? I have the Fearless Foundation for survivors of sexual abuse, child sexual abuse.
Are you still training in Utah? Yes, I train in Utah, so I train at Agima Jiu-Jitsu in Utah, and then I also train in Vegas at Syndicate MMA, so I kind of hop back and forth. When I have a fight, I'll go down to Vegas and train. When I don't have a fight, I'll stay up here in Utah. I don't know when my next fight is. It'll be sometime next year, hopefully early 2024. Does anybody know who the Bellator 145-pound female champ is? Yes, I have a TikTok. Connor, welcome to the game. Cyborg. Oh, Kayla Harrison versus Cyborg would be a good matchup. That would be a good fight. I would like to see that. I think Cyborg wins that one. Ooh. What's up, Frank? How's it going? Are you watching the fights? Where do I fight? I fight in the PFL. I'm going to go grab something really quick. All right, somebody asked if I have done any Black Friday shopping today. Yes, I have. I got another hydro jug. Exciting with hydro jugs. I love them. I'm not sponsored by them by any means, but they're in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to go get one, I think it's attached to this Million stream. So if you just scroll down, you can go get one. They're my favorite water bottles. I got the stainless steel insulated one though with a sleeve. So that's going to be exciting. Other than that, I got some like workout clothes and stuff. But I do want to mention, if you need a Christmas present for a little one this year, go check out my children's book. It's called Fight for Your Dreams, and it's perfect for little girls. I go through and talk about all these little girls and their dreams that they have of what they want to be when they grow up. And it's so fun. It's so cute. It was so fun to make. And guess who makes an appearance in the book? I'll give you one guess. Bob. Bob, you're in the book. But to get this book, you can go to Millions. It's in the link in my bio if you're watching on TikTok. And get it, and I will give you an autographed copy. So once you order through Millions, I'll sign it and send it out to you. So yeah, it supports me, and you can get a little girl in your life a really awesome book. For TikTok, you guys can see that here. What weight class do you fight in? I fight at 125. Do I have abs? Yes. They're a little less defined right now, but yes, I have them.
In the 2023 season, I had all 3 first-round finishes.
What are your fighting goals for 2024? Do you have a specific fighter you'd like to go up against? How many fights would you like to have for the next year? I would like to have at least 3 fights as long as I'm healthy, maybe 4, who knows. I just want to knock them out back to back, get out there as many times as I can. So that would be my goal, is to fight 3 to 4 times if I'm healthy.
He deserves that medal and that $1 million just as much as I do. We win together, we lose together, we cry together, we're happy together, but at the end of the day, we're always together.
Why fight at 125 if it's hard to make the weight? That was a good question. So if I fight at 135, there's girls that are cutting from like 160, 170 to fight at 135, and I just don't get that big. So I don't really want to fight a girl that is that big or that much bigger than me. So at 125, I'm typically the taller person, and it's just a really comfortable weight class for me. So I like 125. I've done a couple fights at 135. I like that also, but 125 is where I'm kind of like sticking right now.
It is more than special.
What was your favorite meal at Thanksgiving this year? My favorite meal, I had steak and salad and asparagus, and it was so good. Then I had like 5 rolls on the side, and I had some nothing bundt cake, which is like a bundt cake that is so like, I hate using this word, but moist. It's such a good cake. So that was probably my favorite Thanksgiving meal I've ever had, ever. I just had it with a couple of people, so it was really small and intimate, so we kind of picked the food that we wanted to eat, so we chose steak over turkey, and it was really good. I'd much rather have steak than turkey, so I was happy that I was able to eat that. What about you, Colton? What did you eat this year, or what was your favorite thing? How old am I, and did I always want to be a fighter? I am 31 years old, and no, I did not always want to be a fighter. I grew up doing dance, gymnastics, and cheerleading. Then when I didn't make the college cheer team, I started doing MMA, and that's when I became a fighter. So I've been doing it for about 11 years now. Dancing is an awesome base for fighting. I agree. I think dancing or gymnastics is a great base for any sport. It teaches you athleticism. It teaches you how to control your body in space. So I highly suggest putting like any little boy or little girl into gymnastics or dance or ballet, so they have control over their body. They learn that coordination, and then they'll be rock stars at any sport that they go and do.
Make sure you follow PFL MMA on Instagram for a chance to win cake side seats to Francis and Gandhi's Super Fight PFL pay-per-view day.
Colton, you went with ham this year for Thanksgiving. It was top notch. Good. Solid ham is good. What was your favorite side? What was one thing I was thankful for this year, and why? I'm very thankful that I started my online coaching business. It's been so rewarding helping people change and transform their lives. So I'm grateful that I was able to do that, put that together, and it has been very successful so far. So that's probably the thing I'm most grateful for. Also, my cat Potato. Mashed potatoes are always the best. I didn't even eat mashed potatoes yesterday. There was some there, but I was so full after eating the steak. I just didn't even eat any mashed potatoes. I was kind of sad. Do you have aspirations of being in the UFC? Yes, I do. So I'd love to be in the UFC. I was on the Ultimate Fighter, and I thought I was going to get a contract from being on the Ultimate Fighter. But for some reason, that season, they didn't take anybody except for the 2 people that made it to the finals. And I lost in the semifinals to the girl who won the whole thing. But I thought I was going to get a contract still, and I didn't get one, so that was kind of a bummer. But luckily, I got picked right up by the PFL, and they treat me awesome and they pay me awesome, so I'm really happy with them. But I mean, we'll see if I get into the UFC, but that is definitely a goal. I'm not going to turn that away if the opportunity comes. No way you were on the Ultimate Fighter? Yes, I was. I was on season 30 of the Ultimate Fighter. It was Nunes versus Pena, and I was on team Nunes. So I got to work closely with Amanda Nunes, and that was seriously one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. It was season 30 of the Ultimate Fighter. Who am I watching? The heavyweight or the light heavyweights are walking out. And I'm watching the PFL fights, so. I'm actually not too familiar with these next 2 fighters, but I am really, really excited for the main event. So Olivier versus Clay Collard. I started training in Utah with Clay Collard, and we trained together for like probably 8 years. So I'm really excited for him. He's fighting for $1 million, and I hope he wins tonight. That will be so, so exciting for him. He's had like a roller coaster career. He's been in the UFC. He got kicked out. He's been in the $1 million tournament 3 times, and he's lost to poor decisions. And so he didn't make it to the finals just because of really bad judge calls, really bad judging in the PFL. I'm going to have to say that judges are awful in the PFL because of my last fight. And then, but tonight he made it to the finals, and so he's fighting for $1 million tonight. So I'm way excited for that main event. How do you stream it? It is on ESPN Plus, but it is a pay-per-view, so you do have to pay $50. But I think there's still at least 3 fights left. Javi said, would it be a pay cut to join the UFC if you left the PFL? Honestly, yeah, it probably would be a pay cut. But is it worth it? I don't know. You gotta weigh your pros and cons, but it definitely probably actually I'm not 100% sure what the contract looks like for a PFL or for a UFC fighter, but from the contract that I had with the Ultimate Fighter and what I signed if I were to have like won the show or got a contract with the UFC, I am making more in the PFL for my fights than that Ultimate Fighter contract. So I think it would be a little bit of a pay cut, but yeah, it would be interesting.
It's this moment in this space, when you can't really control what you feel, right? Like it feels how you feel in that moment. Looking at my family and everyone just doing that, you could go change your life, change your family's life. But we've made it here together. We've made it here together. And that's what matters the most. All
right. The light heavyweights are in the cage. We got Silveira versus Joshua. Wait, no. Joshua Silveira versus Impa. I don't know how to say his last name. Kasaganani. I'm so bad with pronouncing names. Impa by KO. Bobby thinks Impa by KO. All right. He's got a shorter reach. Impa has a shorter reach than Joshua.
got his forward pressure, his boxing, and his patience.
Silveira is warming up his shot, so it looks like he's going to try to take Impa down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a 7-figure fight. 5 rounds of action.
What is your favorite company when it comes to fighting gear? My favorite company is Century Martial Arts. They've been sponsoring me for like 5 years now, and they're the company that makes bobs. So, of course, I love them. Bob is the best. He is the best supporter ever.
Fighting out of PFL Beach, Florida. Here's the 2023 Challenger Series winner, Kaytlin
Impa. No, I'm dying. TikTok gonna start its own fighting league soon. It should, I mean, Jake Paul sponsors the PFL, so I'm pretty sure that'll be the fighting league, All right. At least, sorry, I'm dying. Greg said, at least we can hear the fights. True. Hopefully you can hear it. I'll kind of narrate it if you're not watching them. All right, light heavyweights are up. No touching gloves. Okay. Ooh. Impa goes right for the teep kick. Impa is just pushing Joshua backwards. These look like really big boys. Not a whole lot is happening. Impa's just pushing Joshua back. Ooh, Joshua just got double unders. Let's see if he can get the takedown. He's pushing Impa against the cage. Impa's circling off, and now he has Joshua's back pressed against the cage. Oh, and Joshua just pulled Impa on top of him on a really sloppy takedown. And they're back to their feet. Does it hurt when you fight? You have so much adrenaline that in the fight, it doesn't hurt. You can feel things like swell and stuff, but honestly, it doesn't really hurt me. It doesn't hurt until like probably 2 minutes after they do the announcement. Then that's when the adrenaline wears off and you're like, oh, I feel like I just got hit by a train.
I'm thinking, it's looking good. These boys look excited to be here.
What's up, Chuck? How's it going? Will you do shout-outs on your personal videos? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about like on Millions? Impa is outboxing Joshua right now. Ooh, he just landed a nice 2-3 and a head kick. Impa has really good boxing. Bobby says Impa by KO. I'm telling you. I think you might be right, Bobby. Let's see. Halfway through the first round. And we have 5 rounds. I hope it's by KO. A well-timed takedown by Joshua. Oh, Joshua. He did a weird takedown, pulling Impa's head back. And now Impa is on top in a side control. You fight in the PFL. Yes, I do. It's an awesome fight promotion.
And Severe did a nice job of getting out of that leg ride, taking that anchor away.
Chuck says you have an amateur MMA promotion in Tennessee. Upcoming fight card, December 8th. I could do a shout out video on Millions if that's what you're talking about. I could definitely do that. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your fight league. Agog? Agaji? Oh, knee up the middle. Nice knee up the middle by Impa. Ooh. Rear uppercuts are landing by Impa. Josh is eating those. I really like the French braided mullet that Joshua has going on right now. So who's Jake supposed to fight? He's supposed to fight someone next year. I don't know who, but they took pictures with him and promo pictures, so hopefully that'll actually happen. But I think that will be a really exciting fight card. And I kind of want to fight on that fight card, so hopefully I can smiggle my way onto that fight card. All right, what are you guys thinking of that first round? Bobby, no knockout yet. First round's over. You think he'll still do it? Scott, what martial arts do you study?
He's afraid to go to the floor. Okay? Yes. Excuse me. Thank you.
Scott is a certified black belt in Taekwondo. Nice. All right, second round, starting. Ooh, Impa is coming in hot. Just with his boxing. What channel is it on? It is on ESPN Plus. When is my next fight? It will be hopefully 2024. I don't have anything scheduled yet, but I'm hoping early 2024. Do you like knockouts or submission moves? I mean, I prefer to watch knockouts, but I like doing submissions, so I like both. Oh, Wiz Khalifa is popping on the screen right now for the PFL. Nice. I love that. I'm trying to let you get me fit. I do one-on-one fitness coaching that's kind of pricey, but I also have a fitness app. If you just want to go do my workouts, you can go and do those. But you do get better results if I coach you personally because I can customize everything to you. But I can definitely help you get fit. Do you carry that bottle around? Yeah, I carry my hydro jug around with me everywhere I go. I don't have a purse, And so it has like all the things in it. It has my AirPods, chapstick. I'll stick my keys in there. It has a hairband. I make sure I'm always hydrated. Oh, Impa just slipped, throwing a knee to the head. Now Joshua is on top. Interesting. PFL just bought what? I'm confused. PFL just bought Bellator. Bellator is another fight promotion. So the UFC is a fight promotion, PFL is a fight promotion, and Bellator is a fight promotion. And those are probably the biggest 3 fight promotions in the US. There's also one championship that's really big, but that's over in kind of like Asian countries. So the PFL just bought Bellator, which is huge because they were the 2 biggest fight promotions outside of the UFC. So now that they're combined, they're really rivaling and competing with the UFC. Is your coaching all virtual? Yes. So all my coaching is virtual. You have weekly check-ins with me. I write custom workout plans for you, your goals, where you want to work out. I'll set your macros, that kind of stuff. But if you want to apply for that, I am doing a Black Friday special. The link is in my bio. Colby versus Leon is coming close. I can't wait for Colby versus Leon. I think it's going to be an awesome fight. And I'm actually doing a watch party for millions for Colby versus Leon. So you guys better tune in for that one too. Ooh, Impa is throwing hard. MMA incorporates various disciplines. How do you ensure balance between striking, grappling, and other elements in your training? Just train all the disciplines every single week. So I have like 2 wrestling days, 2 grappling days, 2 striking days, and then I have 2 sparring days, and then I'll kind of like add in strength and conditioning and like whatever else. So I try to have a balance between striking, grappling, and wrestling, and that's kind of how I maintain balance. And that's kind of how I've done it from the beginning. Unless I'm injured and can't train a certain discipline, I can train one easier than others, then I become a little bit like unbalanced in that way. But other than that, I try to be very even with it all. All right, round 2's down. We got 3 more rounds. What's up, Edgar? Do you like Colby Covington? So I don't follow him very closely, and what I've heard in like the MMA world is that like he kind of puts on a persona. And so what he puts out online isn't necessarily how he acts in person. And when I was on The Ultimate Fighter, he came into the UFC PI. Hold on, let me declaim this. So Colby Covington came into the UFC PI. I met him briefly, and he was super nice. He like said hi. He laughed at my joke that I told him. And I actually walked up to him, and I was like, "What's up, Colby? It's good that you're sharing the training room with us now because the other team, Juliana Pena's team, is full of nerds and virgins." And he kind of like laughed at that. So other than that, I mean, from what I've met or what I know of him, I liked him. I thought he was friendly. His online persona, I'm not really familiar with it. I don't follow it really closely, but from meeting him, I thought he was awesome. I thought he was really nice. Ooh, live odds. Impa is minus 1750 and Joshua is plus 850. I am not crushing over Colby. No. Deadlift King just Googled my net worth. It's over 55 million. Bet you guys didn't know I was rich, huh? My net worth is definitely not 55 million. I'll tell you that much. It's not even close. I wish my net worth was 55 million, but it is not. Right, round 3. Kind of the same story here. Joshua is trying to grapple Impa. Impa is boxing. Impa is kind of just controlling every situation, basically. Have I ever been to Texas? Yes, I went to Dallas, Texas for Juliana versus Amanda Nunes UFC fight. So I went to watch that, and that was really fun. Why is Bob missing all the action? Food coma? Me too, Bob. Bob, open your eyes. Don't miss these fights. He ate too much yesterday. Edgar, are you watching the PFL fights? Colton says, what are your go-to methods for recovering after a tough training session or fight? So my recovery plan is very, very glamorous and expensive. I just use sleep and protein. Sleep is one of the best things you can do for your body, so I recommend getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. And then making sure your body's getting enough protein and nutrients to recover. So those are the 2 things I prioritize. Other than that, I don't do cold plunges. I don't really do saunas unless I'm freezing. I don't do a whole lot else for recovery. I do foam rolling if something is like really tight and it's bothering me. But other than that, kind of basic. Just sticking to the basics. Someone on TikTok said cold plunges are the devil. Oh, Impa just fell to his back after throwing a flurry of punches. We'll see if he can get the stoppage. You married your trainer. I did. I married Bob, my trainer. Do you do anything else except eat? No. Eating is the only thing I do. Have I KO'd someone? I've dropped a couple of people with head kicks, and I've TKO'd a couple of people. How old are you? How old do you think I am? Take a guess. Hi, Ronan. I thought you were being mean to me for a second, but hi. I'm glad that was a typo. Cyborg would mop Kayla. I think that'd be such a fun fight. You're 40. Someone guess I'm 40? Do I look 40? 24? 40? 27, 26? All right. I'm 31. What's up, Hobby? All right, so if you guys are tuning in on TikTok, I'm actually doing a live stream through Millions too. So Millions is a platform where you can connect with a lot of your favorite athletes. So there's a lot of fighters on there. There's NFL players. There are soccer players, athletes of all different kinds of sports. So head over to the link in my bio and follow me on Millions. I also release merch on there. And anytime I do a watch party like this, you'll be notified and you'll be emailed and you can join it. I do UFC fights and I've done PFL fights. So make sure you go follow me on Millions and it will be so much fun. You can shop my merch. I've got popcorn all over my hands. Right here, I have a shirt. It says, "The odds are in my favor." I also have a couple other gears, a couple other merch items like shirts, hoodies, that kind of stuff. And I also am selling my children's book on Millions. So head over there, check it out. But Millions is an awesome platform for other athletes because it's basically like you can go live and watch your favorite sports team with your favorite athlete. So let's say if one of your favorite athletes is watching the NFL, you can go and watch a football game with one of your favorite athletes. And so it's just like a fun way to connect the athlete with their fans. All right, we're in round 4. Still no knockout, Bobby. You done a victory pose? Who's fighting? We got Joshua Silveira versus Impa Kasananganame. I don't know how to say his last name. But they are light heavyweights. They're fighting for $1 million right now. Would you be a gladiator? I don't know if I'd be a gladiator or not. Probably not. Colton said, "What would you do with $1 million?" I would donate some to charity. I would save some, and then I would also buy a house. I'll probably invest it into a couple different properties. That way I can start building more of a fortune, but that's probably what I would do. Give, save, and build wealth. Edgar says, she at least has 55 million. I probably shouldn't have answered that TikTok comment because I definitely don't. I'm way past the age limit to be in MMA. How old are you, Ronan? Uh-oh. Javi says, "What are you getting Potato with that money?" Potato can get anything she wants. She is a perfect kitty. She has an automatic cat feeder, automatic litter scooper, a water fountain. She has lots of toys that she hates, doesn't even play with them. She only likes round little fluff balls, the lamest toys of them all, but that's okay. Colton says, "Does Potato get her own room in the new house?" If I win $1 million and buy a house, yes, Potato will get her own room. which will probably double as my office, but yes. Just because she hangs out with me all day while I work and coach clients. Potato needs a boyfriend? True. I'm actually thinking about getting a second cat. I just don't know if I could handle the cat fur, and I'm like, ugh. Will bare knuckle ever be legitimized in the U.S.? We have bare knuckle boxing, and my friend's done a bare knuckle MMA fight. So I mean, it's legitimized. Oh, I thought you meant legalized. Legitimized. I don't know. I feel like bare knuckle is where MMA fighters go to die. Sorry. I would never do bare knuckle. MMA is crazy enough for me. That is where I draw the line. MMA gloves. I'm not trying to get my face all cut up. I don't mind getting cuts in MMA fights, but I do not want like tons of cuts everywhere, you know. You fight barefoot. Yes, I do. Oh yeah, bare knuckle fighting would have broken hands left and right. And I also already broke this hand. I don't know if you can see my scar there. So I would definitely break my hand in a bare knuckle fight. I should get a Sphinx. I actually do like hairless cats. I just heard that they're kind of a pain to take care of. You have to like wash them because they get weird oils because they don't have fur, and they get like weird sicknesses, and you have to have like jackets and stuff for them. So I'm like, I don't know if I want something that's that high maintenance, but we'll see if I get a second cat. Hand model. I wouldn't say these chunky little fingers will ever model anything, but but thanks. Also, my nails aren't done. My hand's broken. I'm just a mess. What influenced you to start fighting? I didn't make the college cheer team. And so I started like looking for a sport that I could do later in life, like in my early 30s, like all through my 20s. And my friends took me to some MMA fights. There was one female fight on the card, and I was like, I am going to do that. So then I found a gym, started training, and I've been doing it for 11 years. So that is what influenced me to start fighting. Jake Paul didn't fight yet. No, he's not fighting tonight. He is going to make an appearance, though. So we'll see what he has to say. I think he's calling one of the fights. All right, we're in the 5th round. Bobby, no knockout. I don't think it's going to happen. For being 5'8", you have small hands, lol. You're right, Javi. I've been made fun of my entire life. In high school, they called me nubbins. They're like, it's like your body kept growing, but your hands just stopped. I was like, kind of mean to me. That's okay. With Jake Paul going from boxing to MMA, do you still think he'll be just as victorious? Yes, I do, because I think the PFL will match him up really well and give him fights that he will win, or he'll pay people to flop. I've heard in their boxing matches that they paid a couple million to flop. So I think he will do well. If they're anything like your hairless dog, they'll absolutely be high maintenance. want to see a picture of your hairless dog. I wish you could send photos. If your ex was a roach, what would you do? That is such a weird question. I'd probably give him a little home and send him out in the woods. I don't know. It's illegal to use plaster in boxing gloves. Yes, it is illegal. All right, last minute of this light heavyweight bout. I think Impa has won the whole fight. And I don't think Joshua is going to get a submission this last minute.
This is just excellent preparation and execution by the team. And I was delaying all day long. This is a 45-pound fight. You can't stand on display.
30 seconds left.
Even with high volume and output. Look at the simulator, it's phenomenal shit.
How do you choose the brands you work with, and what factors are important to you in establishing these partnerships? So I like working long-term with brands. I worked with Kiava for over 10 years. I've been working with Century for over 5 years. I've been working with Frey Skincare for like 6 years. I really like brands that I use every day and I like and enjoy using, and that have like a good company behind them. So like good people to work with. So that's kind of what I look for, and it's just products that I use every day. I'm going to use them anyway, so I might as well promote them and get paid for it. So that's kind of like what I look for. Edgar says, what is your biggest regret in your whole MMA career, if you even have one? I have a lot. So a lot of my losses come from split decisions. And if I would have just thrown a little bit more or shot a takedown or had done something to put a stamp on the end of the fight, that could have gone my way. So I think that's the biggest regret in my MMA career so far, is just like I need to be more aggressive. There are fights that I show up aggressive. There are fights that I don't show up aggressive. So I just need to get in the habit of showing up aggressive each and every fight. But that would be my biggest regret, is just losing because one judge saw it my way and 2 judges saw it the other girl's way. And I should have put in more out there or on the line to really staple the decision in my name. Also, what is your biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment in MMA is probably doing the Ultimate Fighter. I made it to the semifinals, and it was super fun. That is one of the most mentally demanding things that I've ever done in my entire life. And it was so stressful, so hard, but so rewarding, and it was so fun. So I would say the Ultimate Fighter was probably the biggest accomplishment I've done. I also won a 125-pound title fight in the state of Utah. So that was a really fun point in my career. And then also I'm the top female fighter in the state of Utah. And I've been the top female fighter for, I think, like probably 5 years now. And so I think that's also a huge accomplishment, because I love representing Utah, because there is not a lot of female fighters in the state. So I'm glad that I am able to rep that. Howie says, thoughts on the mullet? If you're talking about Joshua, I can't remember his last name. All right. If you're talking about Joshua's mullet, I think that is cool for him to wear. Would I prefer my significant other to have a mullet like that? Absolutely not. But I do like that he did French braid it. It's very clean. It's very nice. It stayed out of his face during the fight, so that is good. He French braided his mullet during the fight. But if Bob ever grew out a mullet, I'm telling you, I would not be okay. I would punch that mullet right off of his head. William says, are you Mormon? No, I am not Mormon, but I was raised Mormon, and so I know all about that. Have you ever felt bad about smashing opponents in the face? Absolutely not. I do not feel bad for doing that. It's a sport. It's competition. They would do it to me if I didn't do it to them. So no, I don't feel bad. And I also don't have really ill intent when I'm doing it. I look at it more as like a sport and competition, not because I want to actually like hurt somebody. Who do you want to fight next? If I could pick my opponent, it would be Paige Van Zandt. But honestly, just like anyone who wants to fight me. How many times a year do you fight? So I fight anywhere between like 1 to 4 times a year. I fought twice this last year, and that was how many I was contracted with the PFL. But next year I'm supposed to fight 3 times with the PFL. We'll see if that happens or not. It kind of just depends on injuries and fights available and that kind of stuff. I'm hoping to fight like 3 to 4 times next year, but we will see. How about beards? Are you a fan? Am I a fan of beards? I am not a fan of really long beards. I like cleanliness. I like well-groomed people and clean things. And I've just heard how much bacteria gets in beards, and that just really grosses me out. So I don't really like that. So I'm more of like, not a clean shaven look, but like a nice trimmed beard that's like 1/4 inch long, 1/2 inch long at most. Yeah, some stubble. Stubble is what I'm going for. What do you consider to be your greatest strength as a heavyweight fighter, and how do you leverage it in your matches? So I'd say my biggest strength is probably being well-rounded and dynamic. I didn't grow up doing karate. I didn't start doing just jiu-jitsu and then transition to MMA. I started everything all at once, so I'm well-rounded. I'm really comfortable on the ground. I'm really comfortable on my feet. I'm comfortable wrestling. So anywhere it goes, I'm really comfortable with. And I have the confidence to like take the fight where I want it to. So that is probably my biggest strength.
I do want to go more about the performance, but you slipped that in right there. You just said, I want them cop. Tell me what. Man, I want them cop. He's one of the best in the world. Why would you be in this if you don't want to be the best if you're not here to be the best? Get ready to dominate. I want them cop. I want first.
Do you want to become a boxer? No, I don't want to become a boxer. I like MMA. I like jiu-jitsu. I like wrestling. So I don't want to do just boxing. And also, I like kicking. So even with striking, I don't like just pure boxing. I really like to be able to kick a lot. So if you watch any of my fights, you'll probably see that I throw a lot of kicks. Edgar said, "Who was your absolute easiest fight that made you say, girl, you need to pick up a 95 and give up MMA?" There's this one girl. I am blanking on her name right now, but she was one of my first fights. She fought Felice Herrig. She fought the Karate Hottie. She fought, I want to say she fought Deanna Bennett. I don't know for sure, but she fought all these like big name girls. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is going to be a really good competition for me. I went in there, threw some punches, took her down, TKO'd her, and that was my quickest win ever. And she was not very good. I want to say her name was Crystal. No, it's not Crystal. I can't remember. But yeah, that girl, whatever her name is. That's so bad that I can't remember. But I think that was her last fight, actually, because I'm pretty sure she went to jail afterwards or prison. So I think I've actually fought a couple of different girls that have retired after I fought them. What does training look like when not actively preparing for a fight or in a fight camp? So training is basically just more like learning, like going through the motions, keeping your conditioning high, and learning new skills. When you're in a fight camp, you should already like know how to fight, and you just want to hone in on your skills and into a game plan. Plus, you pick up the intensity and the pace, and you try to get that peak. So you peak your conditioning and your skill sets during your fight. But that's basically like the difference between the two. When you don't have a fight, you're more just learning. And then when you do have a fight, you are putting everything together and going all in and ramping it up. Ever been in a legitimate fist fight with a dude? I've gotten into some pretty like good scraps with dudes at the gym, but not like in the streets. I've never been in a street fight. I would probably just run, because if I'm not getting paid, I am not fighting. I will tell you that much. Also, I missed this, but Impa won. He is the world champ, so that is exciting. He won $1 million. Life-changing. That is so exciting. That's got to be an insane feeling.
Season 1, welterweight champ. Season, what was that? 3, runner-up.
What's up, Greg? How was your Thanksgiving, Greg? And have they sent you your Kudo popcorn yet? They said it was supposed to get there on the 24th, which is today. Did you get your Kudo today? Ryan or Colton said Crystal Larson. No, it wasn't Crystal Larson. It was maybe a couple other fights after. No, it was as a pro. I think it was my 4th fight as a pro. Greg said his Thanksgiving was good and he got his Kudo. He hasn't tried it yet. Well, go crack a bag. Enjoy the fights. Am I a pro? Yes, I am a pro. How tall am I? I am 5'8" and my reach is 69 inches. Andrea Miller, yes, Colton. That is the girl who I thought should retire, and I'm pretty sure she did. Edgar says, is it difficult balancing your client/coaching while you're in camp? So I didn't have a lot of clients for my last 2 fight camps. And I kind of just put a hold on taking new clients while I am in a fight camp. And that's the part that is like the most time consuming, is getting people on phone calls, signing them up, and then programming them, getting them comfortable with the situation. So once I have like my roster capped out, it's really easy to manage it. I just have to do weekly check-ins with my clients. So it's not hard to balance, because outside of training, I do have quite a few like hours between training sessions. So it's actually nice having one-on-one clients to take my mind off of fighting for like a second and help somebody else, and then get back to training and like get dialed in. So it's not really difficult, but it definitely, I think it would say like it would help me during my fight camps, just because my mind isn't constantly on fighting, and that can get exhausting. Oh, Colton says, when Bellator and PFL fighters go up against each other, do you think PFL will get majority or Bellator? That is a hard question. That's basically like saying, who do you think is better, Bellator or PFL? That is hard to answer. I'm going to stick with PFL because I'm signed with them. But I don't know. That's a really good question. What do you think? I think PFL is a better promotion than Bellator was. I fought for both. I would say PFL treated me a lot better, and Bellator kind of just brought me in to lose, but I didn't lose. I won, so whatever. I'm going to go with PFL. Hopefully their fighters are better. Do you train BJJ? Yes, I train. I mainly do no-gi, and I am a purple belt. Jake Paul is not fighting tonight, but he will make an appearance on the PFL. He's going to commentate for a fight. Can I train with you? Yep, come train with me. I do not do Taekwondo, no. All right, we got Magomed walking out with the welterweight title fight. Is Sai fighting? I don't know if he is. I think he might be walking out right now, actually. Javi? I'm not even going to repeat that question because I do not want that out there. But I also cannot believe that either. If you guys were on the Million Stream TikTok, then you can understand what I'm talking about. Yep. Sai Sadabasi is walking out. I really like him. He is a really exciting fighter. What is a secret talent you have and you can do right now? I don't know. I don't really have a secret talent. I can eat a lot of sugar. Like when I was on The Ultimate Fighter, Zach Pog, who's a heavyweight, was like, I'm pretty sure if I had a eating contest with Kaytlin for normal food, I would beat her. But if it were a cookie eating contest, she would out-eat me. So I think I could out-eat a heavyweight in cookies. I think that's a secret talent. Who do you have for this matchup? I'm going to go with Sadabisi. I really like his striking. He's dynamic. He throws fun things. He knocks people out. I'm going to go with Sadabisi. Colton, who do you have for this matchup?
I believe that it's been a very, very, very important time for me, especially last year. Started with looking at all the holes that I had in my game, especially in the wrestling department. Being a little bit hesitant and getting into some situations.
PFL, Professional Fighters League. It's live now.
To be honest,
you have Sadabu in the cage. What kind of fighter are you? I am an MMA fighter, signed with the PFL. Where do you reside at? I am between Las Vegas and Utah. I hop back and forth between the two. PFL is so underrated. I agree. Especially now that they acquired Bellator, it's just going to get even bigger. Capricorns make the best fighters. How do you know? I was born in January. What does PFL mean? PFL means Professional Fighters League. All right, Magomed versus Sadabusi. Who do you guys have? Who do you guys have?
Also, his takedown defense is going to be critical to his success here, and its counter strike is going to have to be on point. So Magomed is trying to utilize those takedowns, bring that pressure, and keep that head moving to avoid.
Javi says, "Who is your favorite comedian?" I don't know his name, but I just watched this guy's document. Okay, so it's Crystalia. Crystalia is my favorite comedian. But there's another guy who's on Netflix, and he's like this little Mexican comedian, and he is hilarious. I don't know his name, but he was so funny, and he has a Netflix special. Ralph Barbosa. Yeah. All right, that's him. Ralph Barbosa. I thought he was so funny. His special was hilarious. I watched Matt Rife's special. Kind of disappointed. I didn't think it started out not so funny. It was not really funny at the first. But once he got more towards like the middle end, it got funnier. But at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I just didn't relate to his jokes or whatever. I didn't think the crystal girl thing was funny, but yeah. Andrew Schultz is the man. I'll have to watch. Does he have a Netflix special? Do you think someone will ever give John Jones his first ever official loss? If so, who? Should I say Alex Pereira? I don't know. That could be a good matchup. GSP or Diaz? Who do you like more? I like Diaz, but just because I never actually watched GSP, he was kind of before my time as an MMA fighter. All right. The fight has started. Magomed versus Sadabusi. All right. Not much action except for... Ooh. Sadabu just kind of fell off balance after he threw a kick. Magomed is coming in hot. Sadabusi is clenching up with him. Whew.
Champion versus champions card in 2024. Maybe a lot of people think this is where the fight will be decided. But I'm the one who care about out wrestle Sadabusi and he get him down to the ground and keep him there. Because that's yourself out of here on a good side. Yeah, interesting, right? And look at this twisting. Got that deep underhook.
This is interesting that they're just kind of tied up right here. I think you would make an excellent TV fight commentator. Thank you. I actually kind of want to do that. I commentate for some local fights here in Utah, and it's one of the funnest things that I do. I love commentating for fights. But sometimes I get a little too into it if it's like one of my friends fighting. So it's hard for me to dial it back if I know the person fighting. But I would love to be a sports commentator. When is your next fight? My next fight is sometime 2024. I don't have anything scheduled yet. I was only... Ooh, nice takedown by Magomed.
Not in a great spot here at all. Magomed trying to take it back. Represents where he's at. Good job not running. Magomed get an ankle. Magomed trying to get one ankle in now. But Sadabusi gets to his feet.
Sadabu stood up. Good for him. Would you ever be a ref or judge after you're done fighting? I would judge, but I would not be a ref. I think being a ref would be the hardest, and I wouldn't want to get hit by a fighter, and I wouldn't want to make a call in the moment. Like, I just don't think I would do well as a ref just because I'd be like so pressured. I'd probably be one of those refs that let the fight go a little bit longer than it should just to make sure that the fight is actually over. But no, I wouldn't want to ref. Judging, yeah, I would definitely judge. But I'd prefer to commentate. Reffing would require thinking. Yes, it would. And I don't want to do that. I would just feel so bad if I called a fight and it was just like a bad stoppage, because it's just like those fighters' careers are on the line, and I just feel awful. So props to refs, because I wouldn't do it. I saw you were on the Narstool podcast. How did that go? Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Would it be just about MMA, or would you add something else to it? So I do not want to start a podcast. I actually don't enjoy talking that much. I feel like it would be awful. I would like interviewing people. I think that would be fun. But if I had to just sit there and do a monologue for like 30 minutes, no way. I do not want to do that. Oh, Magomed just clipped Sadabu. Oh. But anyways, the Narstool podcast went really well. I thought it was fun and an interesting conversation. I talked about some things that I hadn't talked about before, so it was good.
That's what makes Magomed Bearmont such a threat. That you don't have to.
Ooh, round one, done. I'm going to say Magomed won that one. Am I pronouncing it wrong? Magomed? I would agree, Kevin. Magomed did have that. If I pronounce a name wrong, you guys better correct me. Don't let me just pronounce it wrong. Have I ever been to Arkansas before? No, I have not. If you had to get rid of one Thanksgiving dish, what has to go? I would say cranberry sauce. Who likes that? Weird. What would you say? All right, round two. I don't think this one is going to decision. I think this one's going to get finished. How successful do you think someone can be while still working in MMA? I think they can still be successful. Majority of fighters still work. Whoa! That was a nasty knee stomp by Magomed. Javi says stuffing has to go. That was going to be my second choice. I don't really eat stuffing. I will eat it if it's like plain stuffing, but if they add little things in there like olives or like stuff like that, that's not my jam. Cranberry sauce isn't even an afterthought in Mexican Thanksgiving. Olives and stuffing is blasphemy. I agree. Good morning. It's actually night here where I'm at in Utah. Where are you at? What country are you in? Ever been up to Canada? No, but I do want to go to Canada. Why do I feel like I gotta root for this chick next time she fights now because of this live? Kyle, you better root for me. If not, I'll be mad. You should come train in Arkansas so I can train with you. I'll pray about that decision and see if it's right for me to go to Arkansas. Favorite state you visited? Oh, that's hard. I really liked Florida. I thought that was fun. I thought Virginia was really cute. It seemed like a movie that I watched, like an old Hallmark movie or something. Virginia was adorable. I'm trying to think of what else. Not California. Sorry if you guys are from California. I like Disneyland, but I don't know. Probably just those. I like Nevada because I lived there, but I think Utah is my favorite state. Nashville. I wouldn't say Nashville was my favorite because that just wasn't really my scene. My friends just wanted to go to bars every night, and that is like not what I think is fun. And so I didn't love Nashville. Maybe if I drank or something, it would be fun, but I just didn't. But I thought it was cute. Ooh. Ooh. Those knee stomps from Magomed are nasty. Huh. If he blows out his knee, that would be awful. 10 seconds left of the second round. Magomed's the betting favorite right now. What's up, Randy? How's it going? Dream vacation spot you'd like to go. So I really want to go in those glass looking villa things that are on the water, and I think they're in Bali. I think those look so cool, and I think that'd be an awesome dream vacation to go and stay in one of those things. So that would probably be my dream vacation, going to Bali, staying in one of those. But also I really like roller coasters. So I want to go to Six Flags. I've never actually been to Six Flags, so I think that'd be fun. I want to go to Six Flags in Texas, maybe California. I heard Ohio has a really cool roller coaster too, so maybe there. China has glass walkways. I think going to China or Japan would be really cool too. I'd really like to go to Japan. Can I guess your age? Yes, Isaac, you can guess. But if you're wrong, I'm going to be mad. 36. No. I'm not 36, Isaac. Javi says, I don't do roller coasters. Water slides I'll do. I feel like roller coasters are safer than water slides. Water slides, you're kind of like, you can get shot out of the tube or you can scrape your back on the slide. Oh! They're going crazy. Your facial expressions. Oh! Now I'm gonna like try to not have facial expressions. Magomed has a guillotine. Oh, and he gets a tap! Boom! Magomed is a millionaire. He's a millionaire. World champ millionaire. Boom, boom, boom. That's exciting. I thought Sadovasi was gonna win. I am wrong. All right. That's exciting. I will be right back. I've been drinking a lot of water. Give me like 2 minutes. Look who I got to come say hi. Potato! Say hi to everyone. For those of you who don't know, this is my cat Potato. She's a little bit of a diva, but she is a sweet potato. Probably the sweetest cat ever. How long have I been fighting? I've been fighting for like 11 years now, 12 years. Potato, Colin, say hi. Say hi, Colin. Is there UFC tonight? There is not UFC fights tonight. There are PFL fights, and it is the 2023 championship. Potato is excited. How do we see the biceps? Go to my Instagram, and I posted a picture of me or a video of me flexing today on my story. That's how you can see my biceps. But right now I can't like lift this sweater up because my muscles are too big. Rate you on a scale of what? Magomed is a champ. All right. How old is Potato? Potato is like 3 years old, 3 or 4. She's just a baby. Championships you should be in. Well, next year they're supposed to do a 125-pound weight class, but I don't think they're going to anymore, which is a bummer. So I don't think I will be in $1 million tournament next year, but whatever. Hopefully they change their mind and put it on. Does it worry you can get your face damaged? No, not really. I got a gnarly cut in one of my fights and I had blood dripping down my face the whole time. I had no idea I was cut. But you can't even really see the scar. I guess you can kind of see it right there. But it's not too bad. What's the worst part of the face to get hit in? Probably the jaw and get knocked out. I mean, that's like straight brain damage. Other than that, I'd have to say my eyelashes. When they punch me in my eyelashes, I get mad. I do not like getting punched in the eyelashes. Ooh, I'm excited for this Bellator versus PFL face-off. HMK, what's up? Welcome to the stream. You in the UFC? I am in the PFL. How we doing? I'm doing awesome because we got the PFL fights on. People are winning championships. Oh, here's a great question somebody on TikTok just asked. If I was a tiny person in your shoe, what would happen? I would probably put my shoe on and squish you, and then I would have tiny person guts all in my shoe, and then I'd have to get a new shoe. Kayla versus Cyborg, who wins? I would say Cyborg. I think Cyborg would win that one. I mean, how Aspen Lad was against Kayla, she did a lot better than what I thought I would, or than what I thought she would. And so I think Cyborg would probably knock out Kayla.
Tell me what you think about this. Did you see his performance the other week? Very impressive.
Ooh, Motley says no way Kayla smashes her. What do you guys think? Who would win, Cyborg or Kayla? Colton says Cyborg. Cyborg would destroy her, says Greg. Motley, people aren't agreeing with you. Kayla is way too strong, says Motley. Have you seen Cyborg? Kayla is not too much stronger than Cyborg, that's for sure. Cyborg is a monster. What's your walkout song? My walkout song is The Hanging Tree by Jennifer Lawrence. My nickname is Katniss, and so that is the one song Jennifer Lawrence sings in the Hunger Games movies, and that's the song I walk out to. It's kind of nice because it's not overplayed on the radio. It kind of went viral on TikTok for a minute there, and I was a little worried because I didn't want it to be too overplayed. But it's awesome because whenever I hear it, it gets me like right in the mood to go fight and like walk out to a fight. I did go see the new Hunger Games, the prequel, and that was actually pretty awesome. And they sang that song in that movie a couple times, so that was cool. Where are you from? I am from Utah. Everyone's saying Cyborg. I haven't seen one person say Kayla except for Motley. Sorry, Motley. Do you get nervous before each fight? Yes, I do. Some fights I get more nervous for than others, but every fight I'm nervous just because I want to do well. All right. Do we have Larissa Pacheco versus Marina next? I am really excited for that one. Where are your parents? My parents are at their house. What is the first martial art discipline you studied? So I started everything all at once. So I started jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, and boxing mainly. And so I kind of tied all those together at the gym I was in. It was an MMA gym. So they did like MMA jiu-jitsu, MMA wrestling, and then MMA striking. So it was all geared towards MMA. Are your parents aware of your behavior? Yes, and they are supportive of me no matter how I behave because I'm a 31-year-old adult. Thanks for checking up on me, though.
Pacheco's persistence is great, and it's not just that she's quick, it's how she Pacheco has set up to put on
Ashley Evan Smith versus you. Who wins? Me. I would say I win that one. What's your favorite discipline? Ooh, okay, so that it like depends on my mood. Sometimes I go through like a grappling phase where I really love jiu-jitsu and that's all I want to do. And sometimes I just go through a striking phase where I only want to do striking. But I would have to say I lean towards striking. I really like kickboxing. So probably that. Actually, Muay Thai. I like elbows and I like knees, which is unfortunate because I realized after I signed the PFL contract that I couldn't throw elbows, which is silly because you can still throw knees to the head, which I threw like probably 5 or 7 in my last fight. Have you ever tried judo? No, I haven't tried judo specifically, but we've learned judo throws in wrestling. What gym are you out of? I'm out of Syndicate Martial Arts in Las Vegas, Nevada. And there's my coach right there. If you're watching the PFL fights, his name is John Wood. He's in the corner of Marina. So I trained with Marina for a little bit in Vegas. She is much bigger than me, and she is much better than me. I would not fight her. I'm just going to be honest. I'm putting it out there. She's a beast. None of the girls really wanted to train with her because she goes really, really hard, and she's big. And so she's not big as in fat. She's just big as in strong. And so she trains with a lot of the guys down there. And she trains with Marab a lot. Marab is an awesome training partner for her. What's your favorite thing to eat after a game or a fight, I'm guessing? My favorite thing to eat after a fight is wings. I really love mango habanero wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. That is like my all-time favorite meal. And I love the nothing pretzel bites. I think they're called like nothing but the pretzel bites. And then mango habanero wings, blue cheese. Solid meal. Other than that, I really like eating donuts, cookies, ice cream. I really like getting sweets in too. When did I decide to fight? I decided to fight when I was 19 years old. I had like a month left of being 19, so I was basically 20. Do you prefer a good kick or punch? I prefer a kick. I've dropped quite a few people with my kicks, and I think I've only really dropped maybe 2 or 3 girls with punches. In training, you're not really trying to hurt your partners, but in fights, I've only dropped a couple girls with punches. So I would say kicks. I'm a little bit more accurate with my kicks, and they're obviously more powerful because they're your legs. Brayden says, you look like you would cheat on me and expect me to apologize. What's wrong with that? Have you ever used your skill outside of the ring? No, I have never been in a fight outside of the ring. What's up, Jason? Greg says, boo, blue cheese. Greg, are you more of a ranch guy? I love blue cheese. Oh my gosh. Okay, so looking at these back rooms in New York when I was fighting at Madison Square Garden, the back rooms were so freaking tiny. Like, they were so tiny. There was 2 mats. I had to go on a mat that was probably the size of like 4 of these pillows, and that is small to warm up on, because on the bigger mat were like the heavyweights were warming up, and they were like running into me, and I was trying to warm up for my fight, and these heavyweights are like running into me. I'm like, please don't blow out my ACL before I go and fight. But in New York, like, everything is so small and crammed, and so the back rooms for my last fight, not it. I wish they would have had more warm-up rooms, and so we all weren't in one room because it was so crammed. Greg says ranch all day. I like ranch, don't get me wrong. I love dipping a barbecue chicken pizza in ranch. That is good. But my wings, mango habanero, I like in blue cheese. What's your most toxic trait? Probably not apologizing. Like, if I do something wrong, I'll just like talk my way around it without apologizing, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what my most toxic trait is. I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty nice person. I try to be not so toxic. What's the best place to fight at? I really like fighting in Florida. I fought there twice. I fought once for Combate and then once for the PFL. I really liked it. It was so fun. When I fought for the PFL, they let us stay in villas. So all the fighters stayed in these villas, and we had like this whole pool, hot tub, like little resort thing, with restaurants that I couldn't eat at because I was cutting weight. But I think that was really fun. I really liked fighting in Florida. I actually did not like fighting in New York. I thought I was going to love it, but I did not like it at all. I guess I'm not a New York girl. What toxic trait do you like? I like guys who are alpha males and who are kind of, I call them douchebags with 6-packs. That's probably my type. And typically those guys tend to be a little toxic. So that's a toxic trait I like. Who is your favorite ref when you are fighting? It is Herb Dean. He refed my first amateur fight, and he refed my first fight on The Ultimate Fighter, and I won both of those fights. So I really like Herb Dean. What channel is showing the fight? ESPN Plus. It's a pay-per-view, so you have to buy it. It's $50, and we're on the second class fight. Leo says Starbucks or Dunkin'. I'm going to have to go with Starbucks. All right. We got both girls in the cage. Larissa Pacheco versus Marina. How is Dana White in real life? He was really nice to me. I didn't talk to him a whole lot. On The Ultimate Fighter, they had us go into a back room and tell Dana who we would prefer to fight for the semifinal fight. And so I kind of just like made him laugh a little bit, and I said some jokes. And so I tried to get him like on my good side. And he did laugh at my jokes, so that was good. But he was nice. He was pleasant. I didn't talk to him much. So Dana White is pretty. He was chill. Marina is 35. Larissa is 29. They're both 5'6". Here we go. I'm excited for this fight. This is one of the fights I really wanted to see. Same. I'm so pumped for it. Were you fighting when Ronda Rousey was fighting? Yes, I was. So I was fighting before women were allowed in the UFC. So that's how long I've been fighting. That is wild to even say. Favorite Amanda Nunes story from Tough? I'm gonna have to say, so Amanda Nunes like doesn't speak English like super fluently. Like obviously she speaks English, but she caught on to my mannerisms really quickly. And she like I'm kind of an awkward person in like real life, and people don't really get that from social media. But in real life, I'm kind of a little bit awkward, so I'm a little bit quiet at first. And Amanda Nunes just roasted me. She would make fun of me all the time, and it would be so accurate, and it was so funny. So that's probably my favorite Amanda Nunes story. I know it's probably like you had to be there, but I just like how funny she was, and that she would just like would make fun of me all the time. Whoa, I thought you were like 22. Thank you, guys. People guessed I was 40 earlier. All right, here we go. No touch of gloves. Marina is just circling. Pacheco is walking her down. Not a whole lot is happening. Oh. Ooh, Jake Paul popping in. Ooh. Flurry of punches by both girls. And Marina shot in. Pacheco stuffed it pretty easily. Marina shot in kind of like far away, so it was really readable. Oh! Spinning back fist by Marina. Not a smart idea. She's running away. Larissa throws a head kick and catches her. No. Larissa is just walking her down. And Marina is backpedaling. Marina just shot in for a takedown. Larissa stuffs it, throws a knee. Ooh, I think Marina is getting a little defeated mentally already, and it's only a minute 30 in. Oh, Larissa lands a nice one too, but Marina ducks her head and moves out. You didn't even know PFL was on. It is their 2023 championship card tonight, so you better turn it on. Actually, there's only a fight and a half left. Two and a half fights left. Who else is fighting? Clay Collard. Heavyweights. Forgot about them. Eyelashes on point. Thank you. Uh-oh. Let's see if Larissa has this guillotine. It's an arm in guillotine. I don't think she's going to get it. Oh, and Marina goes for a knee bar? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Hips in, hips in, hips in, hips in. Let's go, let's go. Oh, come on. Come on. Hips in, let's go, push it. That was slick. Larissa is not tapping to that. She's going to get her hamstring hyperextended. That is going to be sore no matter what tomorrow. Ooh. That was so slick the way she got that. Oh, and Larissa is out of it. Let's see if she switches to a... Ooh. And Marina is bloody. Now Larissa is throwing some mean ground and pound. Jeez. Oh, this fight is brutal. 30 seconds left. Oh. Holy crap, Larissa is strong. Marina's foot is caught in Larissa's shorts. That was stressful. Greg said you're eating the white cheddar Kudo. These are really good. I think they're really good too. I'm eating the kettle popped. If you guys haven't tried Kudo, link in my bio. Code Katniss gets you 25% off for Black Friday. Go get some. But Kudo popcorn is really awesome. It's an official partner of the UFC. Don't tell the PFL that. But it's high protein popcorn. There's 10 grams of protein per bag. It's awesome. It's great popcorn. Sorry, I had to go wash my hands because it had popcorn residue on it. Still want AI to have a say in the judging? Yes, I do. Yes, I sure do. That's because AI doesn't have a human bias. And one of the judges so the girl I fought last, one of the commentators, she goes to his gym. So I was like, it's a little lame, but whatever. It's fine. What's your favorite fighting movie? I'm going to have to go with Warrior. I love that movie. I think it's good. I haven't watched it in a couple years, but I would watch it. I like how Jake Paul is wearing MMA gloves while he's getting interviewed. Why is he wearing MMA gloves? If I were Marina, I would not throw spinning back fist because that is way too easy to get caught with something. Oh no. Larissa just let Marina up. If I were Larissa, I would have punched her in the face while she came up or kicked her in the head while she came up. Pacheco was nice in that moment, I'm telling you. That was a very good sportsmanship thing to do. What's up, Umberto? Did she finish yet? Nope. Nobody has finished anyone yet in this fight. We're in the second round, halfway through the second round. It's been exciting, back and forth. Oh, Marina just landed a nasty overhand. But Larissa kind of like shook it off.
Look, I'm ready to go. I want an MMA fight. I'm not just talking about it. I'm ready. So it could be a preview of something to come back. A lot of people are ducking, you know.
Who would you like to see Jake Paul go up against in the PFL? What weight class is Jake Paul in? So you can't throw elbows in the PFL, but is there something you can do in the PFL that you can't do in the others? Yeah, you can win $1 million in the PFL, which you cannot do in the UFC unless you're like way up in the rankings. If it ain't my favorite kind of trouble, and Bob. Oh, I thought you meant Bob was your favorite kind of trouble. He's my favorite kind of trouble. All right, Marina is on the bottom. Oh, wait, no. Larissa's on the bottom. My TV is freaking out right now. I can't really see. I have to look at like the computer screen that's below my TV. Marina is on the top in guard. That's good. Throwing some ground and pound. The ref. Are you kidding me? I would be mad if I was Marina and they stood me up right there. Ugh. Put Jake Paul against Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul would get serious brain damage, and that would be sad. You think Jake's light heavyweight? You think he's that big? How tall is he? Are PFL fighters excited about Bellator, or are they somewhat concerned about their jobs? I think they're more excited than anything. I think it just makes the division deeper rather than like excludes people. especially for women, just because the women, like, they're developing the 125-pound weight class this year. So they'll just pull Bellator's 125-pound weight class and put them against the PFL fighters, and I think it'll be good.
And look, Katie Porter, if you're trying to create a game plan for beating Larissa Pacheco, a big portion of that would be taking her explosiveness and her gas tank down.
So antsy, I'm the same way. I didn't realize I was just moving around. What's your favorite sub? My favorite submission is probably a guillotine or a rear naked choke. Also, Darce is in my top 3, so I like chokes. Guillotine, rear naked choke, Darce. You wish you were Bob, huh, Chad? Dalton, I have not scheduled my next fight yet. It should be early 2024. I don't know why my computer or my TV is all pixelated right now. ESPN Plus. There we go. Now it's not pixelated.
Even that small opportunity you don't get Larissa Pacheco moving backward very often, but not enough to be able to do so well.
Marina is tough.
She doesn't charge into another gun right.
Javi says favorite sub sandwich. This is going to be really, really gross, but I don't go to Subway anymore. I haven't in years. I don't know why. Actually, okay, I'm going to say this. I like Firehouse subs with like beef and cheddar. I think it's called a hook and ladder. I don't know. Double meat, wheat bread, cheddar cheese. That's my favorite sub. But with Subway, when I used to go there, I used to get their like seafood sub that has like crab meat, and I'd get all the toppings on it. And I loved that. And now looking back, I think that is so disgusting that I used to eat that. I'd eat like a seafood sandwich from Subway. I don't know. Kind of weird. Chad says hook and ladder. It's amazing. How much do you cut down weight before a fight, and how much do you gain back before the fight? So I walk around between like 140 and 145. So I cut about 20 pounds. I fight at 125. Ooh, Pacheco is mean. And then I'll diet down about like 10 pounds, get to like between 130 and 135. And then I sweat off the rest of the weight. And then by the time I go and fight, I'm normally around like 138, 140. So that's how my weight looks typically. You said, I thought you won your last fight, disagreed with the judges. I agree. So lame, but what can you do? What's up, Connor? Are you watching the PFL fights? Isn't a Darce an arm in guillotine? So a Darce is kind of off to the side, and it's not the same. It's similar, but not the same. What about a tuna sub? Well, no, I don't like tuna fish that much. Not my favorite thing. What channel are the fights on? They are on ESPN Plus, and they are pay-per-view. We have 2.5 fights left. Sauna, or what do you do to sweat it off? So I will use like Vaseline, like a Maybelline stuff. So I'll put Maybelline on my body, and then I'll wear a sauna suit, and I'll go jog or like hit mitts or something, just start breaking a sweat. And then I'll go sit in a sauna, or not in a sauna, a hot tub, like a bathtub that's literally hot. and I'll just sweat out the rest. I prefer if the location I'm at has a hot tub outside to go sweat in that, because that's the least miserable way to cut weight. But I typically do a little bit in a sauna suit to start breaking a sweat and then finish in a hot tub. Is that choke Nate Diaz does from standing a Darce choke? I don't know. I don't watch too many of Nate Diaz's fights. Hobby, would you or have you get plastic surgery? Probably not on my face. I don't think so. I don't know though, because I haven't really had like ages or signs of aging. But I do get Botox, so I can't move my forehead. But plastic surgery, I don't know. Have you ever thought about getting into wrestling like a lot of MMA fighters do? I mean, I wouldn't be against it if the pay was right, but that's not really my passion. So, and I'm not the best actress, so I don't know if I would do really well at like WWE wrestling, but why not? Why not try? My favorite female tough contestant. Awesome job on the show and great TikTok and IG content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Are PFL going to post these fights? Probably. I'm sure they'll post them after sometime. All right. 4th round. That's the only problem about having 5 or 6 title fights on a card. The card is so long. And Bob, we're getting snuggly though. I hope Marina can pull out a sub though. That'd be awesome. Dude, Larissa is landing hard punches though. I'm surprised Marina's face is not swollen. Bob looks bored. Bob likes to pretend like he's not interested, but really he's really interested.
How strong the chicken is, how seriously she has to take it directly. Nice toss there.
Can I get a BBL? No. No. Larissa has a triangle, kind of, but both of Marissa's arms are in, and she doesn't have the right angle. I hope Marina just slams her. Oh, and she fell down for a footlock. What's up, Jason? Are you watching the PFL fights?
There's no pressure on the knee at this standpoint. She can turn around and start to pound away with her left hand. Yeah, the knee is stepped out. There's not going to be enough pressure on that knee at this standpoint.
Ooh. If you had to compete in a different sport for one day, which would you choose and how do you think you'd do? Does it have to be a non-martial arts sport? That is hard. I would do Dancing with the Stars, but that's not a sport. I could probably do decent in like softball or soccer. I probably wouldn't be really technical in either of them, but maybe one of those. Is Jake Paul fighting right now? No, but he is commentating for this fight right now. Ooh, Marina just got a takedown. She is chasing the legs. If you could choose to do Dancing with the Stars, who would you choose as your dancing partner? I honestly don't know very many people from Dancing with the Stars. I've only watched the season that Paige Van Zandt went on, so I don't really know. I mean, Derek Huff obviously would be like the best, but I don't think he is a dancer. I think he's a judge on that show.
So for the C fight then?
Yeah, he lost.
They get arrested.
He got guillotined. Do we think Marina has a chance? Do you think she can pull out a submission, or is she just defeated right now? Who is this creepy Jay Smith person? You're creepy. I just watched one of your fights on Facebook. Hopefully it was the one where I won. Go watch Kaytlin Neil versus Hannah Guy on Invicta. That'll be a good fight to watch. And that's on YouTube. All right. 5th round. Would you rather do 3 or 5 rounds? If I was winning, I'd rather do 3, and if I was losing, I'd rather do 5. So it gives me a chance to do, or to like get a finish in the last 2 rounds. But it's way harder to train for a 5 round, 5-minute fight, or yeah. 5 rounds of 5 minutes, it's way harder to train for. So, I mean, honestly, I'd rather just do 3, but if it goes in my favor to have more rounds, then I would prefer that. Do you still eat Brazzi bites? Yes, I do. And I love them. I have some in my freezer right now. Are private MMA lessons worth it in the first year of training? Honestly, I would just go to the classes and learn the best you can. You have so much to learn that I don't really know if privates would help you that much. And plus, a lot of people quit after the first year or before the first year is over. So I would just go to classes and see if you actually like the sport first. What's the hardest you've been hit? Be honest. Pretty dang hard.
She's got a cinder block for her head because I don't think there's a whole lot of going on the world that she's so shocked.
Oh, Marina just stepped over her head and now she's throwing punches like behind her. What type of fighter is the hardest to train for? That's a good question. I don't really know. I would say like maybe a jiu-jitsu person who has like sneaky submissions and they're really good with takedowns. So it's like hard to stop their takedown and then they have sneaky submissions maybe. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Inside 2 minutes now. 145-pound world championship. Elisa Pacheco finds herself on the bottom here around 5, but the first 4 rounds belong to her. And she can survive here and win a second straight $1 million championship.
All right, 90 seconds left. Marina's on top. Prediction, Kayla versus Cyborg. I'm going to go with Cyborg. I'm going to have to go with BJ Penn. All right, 15 seconds left. I think Larissa Pacheco's got the decision. Oh, I need to stand up and shake it up. I've been sitting for so long. Oh no. Why are they playing fight song?
So much toughness on display. She had the edge and the takedown. And we doubled up on strikes landed.
Who would your dream fight be against? I would say Paige Van Zandt. Sorry, I got caught reading somebody else's comment. What's up, Cole? What's up, Tony? Biceps. There we go.
Stepping into quarter now. Doing a good job of now throwing advanced position ultimately into mount. Later the mark wrap down there. There's a nice right hand from Pacheco up against the cage. Pacheco attacking with the triangle. The right arm is between the legs of Pacheco. Not allowing for that triangle to really get tight. But some big attack.
What's up, Alfonso? I'm watching the PFL fights right now. It is the championship. We got lots of belts on the line, and we got millions of dollars on the line. Do you think Muay Thai or BJJ is more difficult? I'd say Jiu-Jitsu is more difficult technically, but they're both equally hard in different ways. You were genuinely surprised how well Marina did against Pacheco. Yeah, same, but I wanted Marina to win. Dang it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three to the score this time, 49-46. For your winner by unanimous decision and 2023 PFL Women's Featherweight Champion, Larissa.
Congrats to Larissa. Colton says, what's your favorite streaming service? Right now it's Hulu because I'm watching The Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, and Special Forces. But typically once Bachelor seasons are over, I cancel Hulu and then just stick with Netflix because I feel like Netflix has a lot more like variety and they update it more. But right now it's Hulu. What kind of music are you blasting, warming up, and waiting for your fight? I actually don't listen to music in the back room. On The Ultimate Fighter, you couldn't listen to music. You couldn't listen to podcasts. You didn't have like anything. And I kind of just got used to that. So now I just don't listen to any music in the back room. Kind of interesting. But before that, it was Taylor Swift. Nothing gets you more hyped for a fight than Taylor Swift. Were you an NSYNC or a Backstreet Boys fan growing up? I was a Backstreet Boys fan, and I have a Backstreet Boys shirt in my closet right now. I love Backstreet Boys. These are not UFC fights, they're PFL fights. Favorite song by the Backstreet Boys? I like their Millennium album. Oh, I think The Call is probably my favorite song, but on their Black and Blue album. Does anyone ever throw up a Katniss Everdeen hand signal when they see you? Yes, a couple random people will do that. And I like it when people do that when I'm walking out to my fights. So if you ever come to one of my fights live, do that. Why is it only 3 rounds if it's a championship fight? It's not. It's 5 rounds. All of these fights have been 5 rounds. There's been like 6 fights that are 5 rounds. All right, we got heavyweights up next. I doubt this one will go the distance. I'm hyped for this main event. Collard brings it every time. What is the most exciting fight you've seen so far? On these PFL fights, I'm going to have to go with Muhammad Ali's grandson's fight. That was a really good fight, and it was a knockout. And both of the fighters were actually like really good, so they were going back and forth the whole time. So I really liked that fight so far the best tonight. What's his name? Who's the BF? This is Bob. Bob is the best. We will come to your fights. We want to see you win $1 million. All right. When I win $1 million, dinner's on me. You're a pro fighter. Where do you fight at? What organization? Where do you fight locally? Everyone should know Bob. It's true. Everyone should. All right, so if you fight locally, then where would you want to fight? PFL/Bellator or UFC or one championship? Oh, my butt is getting sore from sitting so much. Do you train in Utah? I kind of hop around between Vegas and Utah. All right, they are setting up the heavyweight fight. Have you ever fought someone taller than you? Yes. I think as an amateur I did. But I have fought people who are also 5'8" too. Who's fighting? We got heavyweights up next, and then we have Olivier versus Clay Collard for the main event. It's the PFL Championships. Favorite current men's fighter? Maybe Michael Chandler.
First Peruvian champion in the world of major mixed martial arts.
Your first martial arts fight, Tony, was the guy you fought was 6 foot. How tall are you?
Just for that, take down straight grades and beat up that year. Just eventually one day here at ground cover.
All right, Javi, Colton, Connor, Edgar, you got to start asking more questions. They take too long between fights. All right, here we go. Dennis Goltslav versus Renan Ferreira. If you could have anything in the world, what is one thing you would like to have this holiday season? World peace. Something realistically or like literally like a dream thing? Have you ever knocked Bob all the way to the ground? No, I haven't. Not like one that was filled with water or sand. Both. Okay. One that's realistic this holiday season. That is hard. I don't know what I would want.
If you've been born in the United States of America, MMA never would have seen this guy. He'd have been a Division I football player, probably a professional football player, or maybe a power forward in basketball. He's the tallest PFL fighter. And you can see it knockout.
You dated my mom in high school. Interesting. I highly doubt that. What are you watching? I'm watching the PFL Championship fights. The heavyweights are walking in the cage right now. Could you submit me even though I'm a wrestler? Yeah, I would guillotine you as you shot him. Who are you picking to win? For the main event, I want Clay Collard to win, but I think Olivier is going to win. And for this next one coming up, I don't know who I'm going to pick between these two. I haven't really watched them fight, so I don't know. Who in their prime was your favorite fighter to watch? I say Ronda Rousey when she was on the rise. I think it was really fun to watch all of her fights, and I thought that was like a really fun time in MMA. So I would say that. Also, Conor McGregor when he was in his prime, that was also really fun to watch. Very basic, but I thought it was so fun. What is one country you would like to visit? I would say Bali. I really want to go there. Maybe Japan, I think would be cool. All right, who do you guys have for this fight? All right, who do we got? Dennis or Renan? Renan. I'm going to say Ferreira because I can pronounce that better. Dennis or Ferreira? Who are we going for? I'm going to go with just based off of stats purely, Ferreira. Colton also has Ferreira. Ooh, Ronan has Dennis. Bro added Jake Paul to the caption. I did. So people on TikTok would click on it. And he has been commentating for some of these fights. He did it for the last fight. Connor's also going for Ferreira.
Introducing first fighting out of the blue corner. He's a jiu-jitsu and boxing specialist. One stands 6 to 8 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 261 pounds. The whole game record of 11 wins, 3 losses.
All right. Do we think this fight is going to go all 5 rounds? Now, that's a better question. I'm going to say no. It's going to go 2 rounds tops. Kevin says, I hope not. It has been a long night of fights. Who's your favorite UFC fighter? Amanda Nunes is my favorite female. And maybe Michael Chandler, my favorite male. What's your favorite martial arts weapon? I'm going to have to go with a head kick. Ooh. Someone said Ferreira by knockout. We'll see. All right. Fight started. 5 seconds in. Would you rather eat 2 of Holly Holm's kicks or get put in an armbar by Ronda Rousey? I would say armbar because you can tap to that. Head kicks is just like brain damage. I am not in the South.
Champion versus champion. And that is the Bellator heavyweight champion, Ryan Bader. Ryan, welcome to the show. You're not undersized.
Olivier Mercier wins. I say, yeah, I think he wins. Ooh, nice takedown by Goltsov. And he passes into half guard. Andrew said, who are your top 5 female and top 5 male fighters ranked in order? I'd have to have like a piece of paper and write it down and then mix people up. I can't do that just like off the top of my head. It's too hard of a question. I'd have to like look at all the rosters just to make sure I don't miss people. We got time, but I don't have my phone to look at all the rosters. Are there any PFL heavyweights that can compete with Francis? No. I don't think so. Do you guys think so? Do you think there is anybody out there that can compete with Francis Ngannou? That's a very good point. There weren't very many UFC fighters that could compete with Francis, so I don't think any PFL will either. Did Ronda Rousey's Olympic training make her more successful in the UFC? Yeah, because she would just toss people and armbar them. Is Bob sleeping or bored? Why is he staring at the ceiling? Bob, sit up already. Bob is just helping me not be uncomfortable because I've been sitting for so long. What you doing for your birthday next month? It's not in December, it's in January. I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday. I don't really have plans. I don't really like having parties. Maybe just go out to dinner with some friends or something. Who knows what I'll do? I might go up to Park City for a night or two. Who's winning? Goltsov is winning right now. He's just basically laying on top of Ferreira. It's not super exciting by any means. Round one, over. I'm going to give it to Goltsov. Javi, how did you know it was my birthday soon? Who have you trained with that made you say WTF? When I first got to Vegas and I started training with girls who fought at 135, and when I was an amateur, I fought at 135, I was like, what are they feeding these girls? Like, I thought I was a big girl cutting to 135, and that's why I cut to 125 because of how big the girls at 135 were. I was like, holy cow. But probably Marina, who fought tonight. She was pretty good. And then Norma. Norma is, she hits really freaking hard. But I did take Norma down once, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if she's actually expecting me to shoot a takedown, but I did, and I got it, so that was exciting. If I could interview anyone, past or present, who would it be and why? That is a great question. Ooh! Goltsov got clipped by Ferreira. Oh! And Ferreira dropped Goltsov, and he is there for the finish. Oh! What a comeback from Ferreira! Oh! After losing the first round, came back, knocked him out. Thank goodness we're not going all 5 rounds. Is there someone you would love to train with and pick their brain? I'm trying to think. Probably Rose Namajunas. I feel like she's really smart when it comes to fighting stuff, so I'd really like to pick her brain and train with her. I think that'd be awesome. Let's watch this. Boom. Overhand over the top. Boom. Land another overhand. Another one. Dropped him. Hammer fist. Hammer fist. Hammer fist. And TKO. Boom. Nice. Is there any place you would like to fight at? Honestly, I would like to fight in Vegas because I train in Vegas, so I could just stay at my house or where I stay in Vegas, and then I could cut weight there, and then I could just go to the place, and then I could go right back to my home afterwards. That'd be so nice. Or in Utah again. I would love being a hometown person again because my last few fights have been out of state. So it's nice being able to just like go right home after you fight and not have to like fly home or travel afterwards. Especially because one time the fight that I got a cut on or a cut in, and I poked my eye like 5 times in the fight. I had to drive, so I flew home from Florida and then to Vegas, and then I had to drive from Vegas back to Utah, and my cornea was scratched, and my eye was all my eye was all poofy and swollen from the cut, and so I was driving like this in like the summertime, and so it was like really bright outside, and I could barely see, and my eye was just watering, and it was so miserable. So I would prefer to fight in my hometown. Do you go to any jazz games? Occasionally. I'll typically go like, I don't know. I don't go to very many. I've gone to a few in my life, I guess I would say. But I think they're fun. I really like going to like games live. You did call it. Good job. Now let's see if you're going to call the next one. Going for Clay Collard. Who's fighting? Up next, we have Olivier Aubin Mercier versus Clay Cassius Collard. Were you right on Dennis? No, Dennis got TKO'd in the second round, but he did win the first round. Ferreira won that last fight. Did anybody bet on these fights? Don't gamble. It's bad for you. I don't. Are you a real person? I am not, but he is. Does your drive come from your fear of failure or your intent? My drive comes from giving my life purpose. I like having a goal and pushing and working towards that goal. So I would say that's where my drive comes. I'm not necessarily scared of failure. Gosh, I'm stuttering. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I'm not necessarily scared of failing because I failed so many times in my career. I think it's just more like I look at failure like a redirection. Like anytime I have failed, I've gotten better or I fixed something or I've learned from it. So, yeah. How long does it take to finish your tournament for 1 million? I think it's 4 fights, but they're not doing $1 million tournament in my weight class next year, which is lame. So as of right now, I will not be fighting for 1 million. If you could have one dream fight with anyone, who would it be? It would be Paige Van Zandt. That is my dream fight.
Antes de estar aqui, meu empresário, meu pai, meu amigo, e muito feliz
Alrighty. I really wish they would pick things up between fights. They're really just dragging this out. Oh. Would you fight her in bare knuckle? No, I'm never going to fight bare knuckle. But if I did fight bare knuckle, she's the one person that I would fight, so I don't know. Is Jake Paul ever fighting in the PFL soon? Supposedly he's supposed to fight next year, but we'll see if he actually does. He took photos this week in a uniform, so that was big. I don't know why they did that. Absolutely no reason, just to promote it. What do you want to be remembered for at the end of your career? That is a good question. I would say I want to be remembered for somebody, like as somebody who wasn't perfect, but kept showing up, kept trying. I feel like that is something that is relatable. A lot of people don't achieve something great in their first, second, third try. And so I want to show people that if you keep showing up, you keep trying, keep working hard, then you can achieve the goal that you want to achieve. So that is probably what I want to be remembered by. Connor says, Paige Van Zandt has good boxing. I don't know. I think she's tough. I think she has heart. Edgar says, who hits the hardest? Out of anyone I've fought or like just in general? Training, I would say JoJo Calderwood. She hits friggin' hard. Someone might slap the lashes off of Jake Paul. Poor Jake. That's the worst. In a fight, who do you think has hit you the hardest? Probably the girl that knocked me out. I don't know. I got knocked out in my second pro fight, and that's the only time I've ever been knocked out. So maybe her. If Paige Van Zandt beats you, you'd have to do some content with her on OnlyFans. No, I would not do that. Has the main event started yet? No, they are setting it up right now, and hopefully they'll be walking out within the next minute or two. But I'm going to stand up and, move around a little bit for a second, so I'll be back in, 30 seconds just because I am, getting tired of sitting here, so I need to go move around for a second. Be right back. Oh.
It's really exciting for someone like Clay, I'm really looking forward to this one. For the last 2 years, I've always seen this fight, and I always think it's the best fight every year. I'm more tactical than I'm careful, or is it going to be like he was here? So I was like, I don't know. This season, it was the hardest thing I did in my professional career.
Oh, all right. I'm back. I got a Light and Fit yogurt. 10 grams of protein. Gotta hit that protein goal. Actually, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I didn't think the fights were going to be this long. I thought they were going to be 2 hours. And I thought I'd be eating around 9 o'clock. It's 10. It's fine. Good thing we're on the last fight, but I'm worried that this fight is going to go to decision. That is one of my favorite coaches ever, Rad Martinez, who was a Bellator fighter.
Seeking his first $1 million championship after 2 trips to the semifinals.
Fight Bob while you're waiting for the next fight to start. That's a good idea. I really should set up a set where I'm more standing while I'm doing this, so I can punch Bob between fights. Or for the people that are watching, I could mimic what's happening in the fight so you can kind of see it. That's a really good idea. How much did you win? Someone said, I bet on Impa again, and he never fails. How much did you win?
Losing one really sucks. Losing two is even worse. To be able to fight through the depression of that losing from the loss, they don't make them like me. God don't make them like me. Because you handle it, I'm sure. I've missed sporting events. I've missed parent-teacher conferences. My baby doing something for the first time. I miss time away from my spouse. I miss a lot of family time because I rode in the car and packed up for 4 days and I didn't eat. The first 2 years in PFL, my brother kept saying, we need to be back with Jason. We need to be back with Jason. After I lost some routine, I decided, I'm sure my brother's done right, and I need to go be back with Jason.
Jason Mertlick was my first MMA coach ever. Rad Martinez and Jason. Rad was actually my teammate at the time, then he turned into my coach. So I trained with Clay Collard. Back in the day, we trained together at the Pit Elevated. So I'm really excited for him to be putting Utah on the map right now. Kaytlin, the Utah gangster Neil. That is me. As gangster as they come. Very gangster with my eyelashes and stuff. I love yogurts. Yogurts are the best. Someone said yogurts were the best training subs. I love it. Do you do a lot of running and jogging? Yes, I do. When is your next fight? Probably early 2024. I don't have anything scheduled yet. ETA on the start of the fight. They're walking out right now. Clay's walking out, and then Olivier will walk out, and then it'll probably be 5 minutes before they start, would be my guess. Mercier is the last leg of your parlay. Who all have you bet on? What's up, Michael? Welcome. You're here for the main event. What's your worst experience during a weight cut? One time when I was cutting weight as an amateur, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just would sit in a sauna, and I had to crawl out of the sauna because if I stood up and walked out of the sauna, I would get lightheaded and faint. So I had to crawl in and out of the sauna, and I was cutting in a Gold's Gym, and so there's a lot of all these meatheads around and stuff, and I just felt weird cutting weight in a Gold's Gym. But that's probably the worst weight cut I've ever had. For my last weight cut, that kind of sucked too. I was dry heaving a little bit, and I didn't want to cut the last pound, but luckily my coach made me stay in the tub and not get out, and the last pound came off, and he rubbed ice on my head. I don't think I would have made it if it weren't for him. So that was awesome. Do you ever make up a HIIT routine off the top of your head? Yep, all the time. That is what I am known for. Just doing workouts, making up workouts, putting workouts together. If you need a workout, let me know. I'll get you one.
Every step of the way from training camp to everything. I'm no good, and I don't think that he is, you know. So yeah, I want to give him a reason, you know. I've already sent one guy out the door this year. I don't make it sense.
Also, you did the commentating for Fierce a couple weekends ago. Yes, I did. I did do commentating a couple weeks ago. I think it was last week. All right, Olivia's walking out. You're Eric Iman's Muay Thai coach? What gym? Oh, no, he's yours. Okay, nice. Team Link, nice. That's cool. How do you handle losing a fight? I cry, I feel sad, and then I go back to the gym and train. I hate losing. It sucks, but sometimes it happens. But yeah, I kind of beat myself up about it. Like, I will make jokes and like whatnot, and people think I'm like pretty lighthearted on Instagram, but really I'm like sad inside. So I just try to make it, I guess, not a worse experience by just like moping around all the time. I try to not complain about it. I just try to pick up and keep moving. Do you have a fight stance pose? I cope with dark humor too. I also do that. Like when my dad died, that's how I coped. All right, before this fight starts, I'm going to throw this away. Gosh, my hamstrings are cramping. I'm not used to sitting this long. I'm going to have to go walk backwards after this. Has Kayla fought yet? Yes, she has, and she won. She beat Aspen Ladd by a decision. All right. Main event. We're doing the keys to victory. For OAM, keys to victory, leg kicks, takedowns, control the pace. Uh-oh, I missed Clay Collard's keys to victory. I would say not get takedown, or not get taken down. And move around, head movement, stay controlled. That'd be my keys to victory for Clay. Can you burp on command? No, I cannot. All right, here we go. What do you think fighters pull out of fights due to injury? I mean, it depends on the injury. A lot of fighters will do it because they're scared. But if it's a legitimate injury, then I don't hold it against them. I don't think it's smart to fight through an injury just because it can make it worse, or it could really injure you and keep you out for longer and that kind of stuff, or you can make the injury worse. I think you have to kind of decide what injuries are worth fighting through and if it's worth the risk. But yeah. All right. OAM just announced. Let's go.
Follow instructions from your referee. That's play collar in gray. The Canadian gangster Olivia Alba-Messier, 2022 champ.
Clay immediately circles.
So what are they taking down?
Both of these fighters talked about those tactics being part of the strategy. Play collar weapons reaction.
Clay's landing some leg kicks. OAM's leg is already red. Ooh! OAM is pushing Clay against the cage.
Nuts.
OAM just threw a nasty kick, but Clay blocked it.
Trying to get used to it backstage. Well, shit, that's something you get used to. Yeah. Well, you know how they train the old wrestlers that before they get on the mat, they slap everywhere just to get the blood flowing, just to get the blood going.
Ooh.
Drop right hand there for Powell.
Ooh. OAM's kicks look hard. Oh, OAM shot him for a takedown, and Clay's right back up to his feet, but OAM dragged him back to the ground, and now he's taking Clay's back. Yeah, I can't hear what he's saying, though.
There's Jason.
Uh-oh. I think OAM's going to kind of gas out Clay. Oh, OAM has Clay's back, and he has a triangle locked in. Oh, body triangle locked in. Did I say something else? Oh! Clay is standing up. He's doing a tripod. Oh.
Gassing on his legs.
Uh-oh. Looks like he's sinking it in. I can't see the angle. Triangles are the best sub? I disagree. Rear naked chokes are better. Guillotines are better.
Boy, almost got up.
Scrambly. Good wrestling from OAM. More info, please. Who's winning? OAM's winning. He's basically out wrestling Clay right now. Clay keeps getting up to his feet, but then OAM immediately takes him down. Ooh, Clay reversed it and went for a knee bar for a half second. Clay could go for a heel hook, but I doubt he will. I think he's just going to lift up OAM's leg to get out of this position. Oh, OAM just constantly is taking Clay's back. And he has the body triangle locked up again. There's only 30 seconds left, so Clay will survive.
Holy crap, we're going to be back inside.
He's throwing elbows. Clay's throwing elbows from behind like this. Now he's throwing hammer fists. 2, 1, time. Whew. What fight is going on? We got Olivier Aubin Mercier versus Clay Collard. You look like you trained some MMA. I dabble in the sport. Watching your fight with Corginus. That's the fight I get cut in and blood is just dripping down my face. Do you ever get anxious / nervous when watching other fights? Yes, I do, especially when it's like my friends. Then I get like really, really nervous and I like get, yeah. I think I get more nervous in my own fights. And then also when I corner people, I get really nervous. I do not like cornering people. Oh, what was that? Is it a sprawl?
Looking for a big left up on this. Let's see.
Oh! Ooh, OEM just clipped him with an overhand.
That left kick is a good weapon. Oh, that was weird.
Commentate. All right.
Did you get rocked?
Clay Collard is clenching with OEM. OEM is backing up.
It looked like OAM got rocked for a second. That was weird.
Looks like OEM got rocked for a second. That was weird.
He didn't get rocked. It just looked like it. He's like, oh.
Now OEM is pressing Clay Collard up against the fence. Clay has the wizard. Just like his coach is probably yelling at him for. Clay has the head position, and he's trying to sneak out the back. What weight division do I fight at? I fight at 125 flyweight.
Gonna catch OAM off one of these exits.
Ooh, OAM's trying to do the inside trip. Ooh, OAM just threw a knee to the head. OAM has the hands locked, and he got a double leg. All right. While this is at a little bit of a standstill, OAM is laying on top of Clay, and Clay is controlling OAM's head. Edgar said, what's the weather like out there right now? It actually snowed last night in Utah, and it was so pretty. It was like right when Thanksgiving dinner was over, it immediately started snowing, and it was perfect. Now OAM is taking it Clay Collard's back, landing a little bit of ground and pound. If I fight at 125, what do I walk around at? I walk around between like 145 and 150. What am I watching? I'm watching the PFL Championship. It's the main event. OAM versus Clay Collard.
Clay's gonna outlast him and then TKO him and make him.
You think?
OAM has weird body language this time. When he was trying to clinch him and stuff, he looked tired and kind of desperate.
Jeez, that's some weight cut. You're right. It is some weight cut. Ever fought at Steel Fist, Salt Lake? Well, Ty Harden, you're actually looking at the 125-pound Steel Fist champ. So a week out from my fight, I normally cut about like 10 pounds. Last time I cut 15 pounds, which was not good. I will not eat that much leading up to a fight again. All right. OAM just has Clay's back. He's not really threatening with the choke.
This guy has good defense.
You never tell people how you lost that much weight. Well, tell me. I won't tell anyone. Is Clay going to be gassed?
No, he doesn't get gassed.
I kind of think OAM might get gassed. Clay is kind of nuts where I don't think he gets gassed. He's a different kind of crazy.
It's like the white Tony Ferguson. Okay.
All right. Second round's
Look
over.
at that. What was that? OAM's knee.
Whew, 2 rounds go to OAM. Can't be good for your cardio. Honestly, my cardio is always fine. I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah, personally. Yeah, see?
Ooh.
And then at the end of the round, he went like this. When you see, he wobbled.
Oh. OAM's knee
I
is
think he might have just blown his MCL out.
shot.
And then at the end of the round, when he took the bike train off, he's like bending his knee all weird.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be hurt and Clay's going to take him out. He left up his knee.
If Clay lands a few more leg kicks, that might be good for him. And he's standing on the other leg. Why did he just rush in like that? Uh-oh.
Because he's got to put the pressure on. Clay's a pressure fighter for sure.
Oh! Oh, knee!
Why is it going slow? Well, Clay went.
What's happening? Oh, sorry. I haven't been commentating. All right. OAM just took down Clay Collard. He's on top and in full mount. Let's see if Clay Collard can escape this full mount attack. Oh, Clay turns around.
Yeah, he's in half guard.
And OAM is in half guard, but Clay is kind of sneaking out the back, and Clay's back up to his feet. Nice. OAM has great wrestling, even with a hurt knee. Ooh, the way Clay is pulling on it. Is that the knee?
No, I think it's his right one because he was calf kicking him on that one.
We're at a little bit of a stalemate right now. Both guys are kneeling on the ground. I think Clay called his wife to Shields. Get the F out of that. Let's go. Great coaching advice. Very good. She is screaming.
It's gonna get on top of.
She wants that $1 million.
So weird position.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe this position. Oh.
It's gonna get on top of him.
Or it has a crucifix. It looks like OAM setting up a crucifix.
So Clay's gonna turn to his left.
Clay turned and got out of the crucifix, and now he's driving up and putting OAM back.
Watching TKO. Crazy.
Somebody said, I love Clay's avatar tattoos. Just want to let you know I'm having a second dinner to hold me over till this time for a midnight snack. Oh, I wish I could have a first dinner. She's screaming at him. If he doesn't get out, he's getting none tonight. That is true. How much water do you drink in a day? I drink about like three-fourths to a full gallon of water, sometimes a gallon and a half if I'm in a fight camp. But I drink one full one of these and then some other things on the side. All right, Clay's back up to his feet. He's pressing OAM against the cage. Oh. Land a calf kick, Clay. Come on. 10 seconds left. 1, 2, 3, calf kick. Oh, going to the 4th round. I had a feeling this fight would go all 5 rounds.
Watching come out this round crazy.
OAM is not sitting down on the stool. Power move. Mercier 3-0. Yeah.
That's good fight advice for Clay.
What?
They're saying he's going to come with punches straight forward, so use your footwork a lot and keep your hands up in case he throws spinning shit. And you circle out. So they're going to do against Clay. Let him run in straight lines till you find the right punch.
All right. Round 4 has started.
What is with this ball? Circle.
Oh! Nice right hand by Clay. Clay is landing a lot on OAM. I think OAM's worried about his knee.
I think he's just tired.
Or he's just tired. Oh!
Clay's going to TKO on this round. Watch. The body shot.
Oh! Clay is landing some mean, dirty boxing right now. Oh, and a spinning back fist that landed. Nice. OAM shot him for a takedown. Clay actually stuffed it. If he could get that leg back.
OAM is starting to break.
Clay is just out toughing OAM right now.
Rape
Whoa, Clay is doing a rape choke. That got a little aggressive there.
I'm telling you, it works. It's getting desperate.
Whoa, OAM was just like flailing.
It's getting desperate. Clay's going to TKO in this round or the next one.
He's yet to go back to any offense on that lead leg. He's got it hurt, but hasn't kicked it again this entire round.
Oh, Clay's landing some foot stomps.
How'd you bet this fight? I saw a win over 3.5 rounds, so about 50 seconds away. But the Clay Collard, you've got to separate right now. Randy's right. The key leg of OAM is completely damaged. The body looks hitting there. And for the long game, the Collard separates.
Yeah, that body work is working in the cage. That's smart little tactic. He's always giving him little punches to the body. Which keeps him tired. Just can't breathe and relax.
Ooh. Clay's landing some good shots to the body. Switching it up with foot stomps. That foot or his feet are gonna be sore tomorrow. Ooh, OAM threw a nice knee to the head. Oh!
That's why I always do Clay. He comes in always kicking inside the ties.
Get off the fence! It was rad. Is Jake Paul fighting? No, but he was commentating tonight for a fight. All right, OAM is pushing Clay Collard against the cage. Clay is probably going to circle off soon. Oh, there we go. Clay's throwing some shots to the body. Get some space. Do fighters get free tickets or discounts to live events? I'm sure I could get a free ticket to the PFL if I wanted to. Actually, they've offered me free tickets, but I didn't want to fly to DC to go watch it.
Talking to him.
What is he saying?
In a fight this close, you certainly don't want to see a point taken away.
Who's fighting? OAM, so Olivier Aubin-Mercier versus Clay Collard in the PFL. TikTok about to ban you for saying the forbidden word. What's the forbidden word?
Clay's going to come with a big flurry.
10 seconds left. I say Clay won that fourth round, but OAM won the first three.
Clay's outlasting him.
Let's see if Clay can win this fifth and final round for the $1 million.
Rad's trying to give him, look, you can see Rad getting frustrated. He's trying to give him advice, and Jason's like, you've got to stop him this round. Everything you've got, everything you're going to do is going to be to stop him.
Who's up? How much for the fight to end? There's 1 round left of a 5-round fight. I want to know what word I said. The choke, you just called it.
Leg choke.
Oh. It's a move. It was like this. Uh-oh. Olivier or OAM is on Clay Collard's back again. They're kind of just hanging out there.
That body train was almost down.
Where do you think that is in Utah?
Maybe beat up one of the bars that show what's it called?
About time. Where do you think it's that place in Price? All right, OAM is just kind of chilling on Clay's back. Not a whole lot's happening, so I can't really say much about the fight. How much time is left? We have 2 minutes and 37 seconds, so halfway through the round. Did you watch the Mike Perry? Mike Perry is fighting in Utah December 14th, I believe. Uh-oh. Looks like Olivier is wrapping up the choke.
I think Clay's got that hand. He's got his other hand.
Who do you think is winning? OAM is winning for sure.
He's defending like an arm leg triangle and a body triangle. Supposed to turn into.
Who's fighting? Olivier Aubin-Mercier versus Clay Collard in the PFL championship. They're fighting for $1 million. OAM is winning. So far, 4 rounds to 1. But there's still 90 seconds left in the 5th round.
Oh, he's going to turn in. If Clay would just go to the right side.
1 minute left of the 5th round. Uh-oh.
It's not going to get it.
USA. And the PFL crowd is chanting USA. Because OAM is from Canada. Do you watch PFL or do you also watch MMA? I actually also fight for the PFL. So I watch it and I fight. And then MMA is the sport and PFL is the promotion. So MMA is a sport that they do in the PFL. So it's like saying a football player fights in the NFL. Similar to that. So football's the sport, NFL is the promotion. Oh, I am definitely on that. All right, TikTok, I am taking off. Thanks for hanging out with me all night. If you want to join my next watch party and make sure that you don't miss it, head over to the link in my bio, click on Millions, and follow me there. I do watch parties through Millions, so you'll be able to know whenever I'm doing a watch party. I will be doing it for Colby Covington's next fight in December, so tune in then, and thanks for hanging out. But go follow me on Millions, and so you can join my watch parties, see my merch, anything I drop there. But the link is in my bio. Alrighty. I'm going to wait to end the Million stream till after they announce it. But thanks for following me on Millions. Thanks for tuning in. You probably heard me talk to TikTok, but I will be doing a live stream for Colby Covington's next fight, so make sure you tune in then. It's so much more fun when you guys are on, like Edgar, Colton, Connor, and you're commenting back and forth. So thanks for hopping on. Thanks for hanging out with me, and let's see if OAM takes this home. It's a mystery. We don't know. Randy Couture said Clay Collard won the fight. Randy Couture also said that my opponent, my last fight, won too. So Randy, silly. What fight was Randy watching? What does that guy know about MMA, right? It's not like he owns his own MMA gym at all or anything. Oh, OAM takes home the million. Alrighty. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out for that entire 4 hours of MMA. You guys are awesome. Randy got it all wrong, like usual. But anyways, you guys are great. Have a good night. And go hang out with me on Instagram.